talked about my favorite, least favorite comic book movies, the animated movies, my underrated movies, my disappointing movies, and the movies everyone hated that I liked in 2022. Now it's time to talk about the shows I saw in 2022. I have to say, 2022 was a great year for TV and web series. Grand returns of already running shows, emotional finales, and great new series. Now a few things about this list. First, there are some shows I didn't see, but plan not to check out at some point. Second, I will be excluding new seasons of ongoing shows. Third, this is just a subjective ranking. With that being said, on to the list. Number 10. Paper Girls. Based on the comics of the same name, this series was something. Along with time travel, it also had giant mechs, prehistoric creatures, and other things. The show also raised a lot of thought-provoking questions, and the child actors held the show. Number 9. America the Beautiful. I'm so glad I got back into nature documentaries. This documentary made me realize how amazing my home continent is. Plus, Michael B. Jordan's narration was easy on the ears. Speaking of documentaries, number 8. Planet Shark. This show is part of National Geographic's Shark Fest, where they released all these shark documentaries, and easily the best thing out of it was this 3-episode series. This series reminded me of why I love sharks. It showed just how incredible these animals are, and that there's still a lot we don't know about them. Number 7. Star Wars: Tales of the Jedi. This show is how you say,
a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
And is honestly what I want more of from Star Wars going forward. Each episode was engaging and added to the world of Star Wars. Plus, it was nice to hear Corey Burton as Count Dooku again. Number 6. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. 2022 was a good year for Del Toro, as he not only gave us the amazing stop-motion Pinocchio, he also gave us this great anthology series. Each story was unique, with my personal favorite being The Autopsy, and the production value was incredible. Number 5. Lost Ollie. What can I say? This series was emotional and sweet. Not to mention the characters were very complex for toys. Plus it was cool to see this kind of live-action animation hybrid. Number 4. Dead End Paranormal Park. This show is funny, creepy, and charming. Not to mention the animation was colorful, and I could resonate with the leads. As someone into dinosaurs on the autism spectrum, who just happens to have a Jewish gender dysphoric cousin, this show holds a special place in my heart. While I am saddened that this show got canceled, I am glad we got those 2 great seasons. Number 3. Oni, Thunder God's Tale. This series honestly deserves more attention. It felt like a mix of Pixar and Studio Ghibli. The stop motion was incredible, and the series was full of emotion. And those twists and subversions of expectations were brilliant. Number 2. Prehistoric Planet. Dinosaur media has had a resurgence, and one of the highlights is this documentary. This show took things to a new level by having the creatures feel very alive and more animalistic than past documentaries, by having them do much more than fighting and eating, and behaving like, well, animals. Plus, David Attenborough still has it. Number 1. The Legend of Vox Machina. Now, I'm not the most familiar with the Critical Role series, but this show piqued my interest. So I watched it, and this show exceeded my expectations. This show was action-packed, hilarious, emotional, and terrifying. Not to mention it was loaded with compelling characters, the soundtrack was amazing, and the animation was outstanding. It's clear this show is made with a lot of heart, and that the people involved revere animation for the medium it truly is. This show is not only my favorite show of 2022, but also one of my favorite series of all time, and my second favorite adult cartoon right after Primal. That's how much I love it. So those are my top 10 favorite shows of 2022. What are yours? Feel free to share them with me in the comments. Next, I will be doing the final list of this series. My top 10 worst shows of 2022. See you then! Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, share, and subscribe.